Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe was a total disaster for Disney and for Kevin Feige. It was so bad. People felt so bad about Phase 4 of the MCU that they decided to end it early and start fresh with Phase 5. Let's start off with a bang, everybody. Get everyone excited again for the MCU with Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. And there's a lot of pressure on this film because it's just that. It's a start of something new. People are expecting an upgrade from Phase 4. But based on some of the comments, now that the social media reactions are out there from people that saw this, it's not very promising because you have half the show media saying it's incredible, it's so stunning, the same thing they always say about every Marvel movie that comes out. But even some of the biggest shills out there are saying, you know what? This is a pretty bad entry for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, dull, frustrating, and skippable. Now, like I said, most people out there give the same generic take that they give for every single MCU movie, but a couple people, including King Shills, Scott Mendelson himself, are kind of shitting on this movie. Here's one. Ant-Man and the Wasp, what do the negative reactions say? Courtney Howard, after a frustratingly rough Act 1, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania finally gets going, only to end where the story should have began. While the external stakes are clear and weighty, emotional drive felt slight and levity even lighter. That said, Jonathan Majors rules. That's what literally everyone's probably going to say about this. Everyone's going to be praising Jonathan Majors for his performance as Kang. With what they decided to do to Kang, I have a hint that he won't remain a villain. He'll probably have ulterior motivations. It's really a righteous cause, and he'll do the right thing in the end. He'll be on the good guy's side when it's all said and done. He's just really misunderstood with his methods and what he wants to do. That's just a guess of mine, but let's get to Scott Mendelson's reaction. My son changed his mind at the last minute and skipped seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania tonight. He sadly had the right idea. And someone even replies to him, clearly not knowing that Scott Mendelson is one of the biggest Disney shills out there and has been for quite some time, says, must be good then, because the trend now is to hate on Marvel movies and get more clicks with those juicy "it's bad" headlines. Scott Mendelson said, I don't even review movies anymore. So he's not even writing articles like that for The Wrap like he used to do for Forbes. He just went and saw it and gave his thoughts. But no, what's in for the mainstream media is to tell everybody how good it is and how terrible the fans and the audience are, that they must be racist or misogynist or a bigot in some way for not liking the newest MCU thing. This is one of the funnier reactions because it's not like, right, it's not like Scott Mendelson was tagged in this. He's just replying to this. Matt Ramos, Soups, who, if you've seen some of his reactions, go do whatever you want. Go promote whatever you want. Get invited to these premieres. Cool. It's embarrassing because every single thing is just the greatest thing to ever happen. It's sad. It's pathetic. But even he had something to say about it. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is truly episode 1 of what is sure to be a crazy cinematic series. You have to enjoy this movie more as an episode of something greater rather than its own standalone film that concludes a trilogy. Jeff Zhang says you could be in real trouble when even your biggest simps are like, I couldn't enjoy this as a standalone movie. Scott Mendelson follows up. Here's what's nuts. Not only is it perhaps Marvel's dullest, most generic film, but it's totally skippable. Here you go, I accidentally clicked on it. But it's totally skippable from a mythology episode point of view too. No spoilers, but if you saw the last episode of Loki, you'll be fine. That's a pretty big statement from somebody who's known to be a shill for these big corporations. And this thing needs to be a success. It's the kickoff of Phase 5, and a lot of people are looking at the box office projections, projected right now around $120 million domestically, and saying, wow, look at how much higher that is than Ant-Man or Ant-Man and the Wasp. Well, it is a little bit higher than those, but this also has a significantly higher budget, and a lot more is riding on this movie. This is the first Ant-Man to touch $200 million budget, and when you look at that $120 million projection, of course, people are writing home about it. Wow, so incredible. Do you remember what the lowest grossing movie of last year was for Marvel? That's right, Thor: Love and Thunder. Barely broke $750 million at the box office. Pretty pathetic, especially with that massive, massive budget they had. But what was its opening weekend? Oh, that's right, $144 million. I told you that that was a disappointing number, that it was not going to do very much. It was probably going to end up between $700 and $800 million. That's exactly what happened. And now the fact that we know Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is coming in significantly lower, that projection-wise, things could certainly change before it gets released. But just right now, going off those numbers, we might have a movie that doesn't hit $700 million. And right now, for Marvel, for everything they have at stake for this, that would be embarrassing and it would be a disaster. And based off some of these reactions that we're seeing, even from members of the shill media, Kevin Feige might be in some trouble there with Marvel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.